So by this time, I'm guessing most of us have seen the new Battlefield trailer, and it is hands down one of the best trailers I've ever seen. It has me beyond hyped for the gameplay reveal this coming Sunday. Now you guys know me, I'm mainly a vehicle player, that's what I'm excited to see, so in this video I want to take a look at all of the vehicles that we saw in the trailer, which will presumably be playable in the full game as well. So right away in the opening seconds of the reveal, we have what is essentially a V22 Osprey with jet engines, or it's at least based on the Osprey. So DICE are calling this one the MV38 Condor. Now with Battlefield 2042 being based in the near future, many of the vehicles here are sort of loosely based on real-world vehicles. We also see the Condor firing off its flares in a failing attempt to evade a missile, so flares are confirmed, and my god, do they look beautiful in this little snippet. Apparently they don't work very well though, so now you can't trust flares or ECM, I guess, guys. Now I did freeze frame a lot of the shots of the Condor to see if it had any visible weaponry or gunner seats or anything. I didn't spot anything, so as in real life it will almost certainly be predominantly a transport vehicle, but that doesn't rule out weaponry either. Coming into the next shot, we have one of the 7 new maps, Kaleidoscope, which definitely seems to be inspired by Siege of Shanghai with all of the skyscrapers, and perched on top of one of them is what looks like some sort of regular transport helicopter. Now that could be just an art asset or a civilian helicopter though. Now this cute little puppy you see being summoned in here is called the Ranger, and it looks like it's based on the Boston Dynamics robot dog. Only this one comes equipped with a machine gun of some sort, and it can apparently run very fast. Moving on, we have the tanking scene, and this one is from the map Hourglass that has those red sandstorms, and the tank we're looking at here to me looks mostly based on the M1 Abrahms, the US tank, but it could also be the Merkava, which is used by the Israeli Defense Forces. After all, this map is in Qatar, and well, logistically, Israel is a lot closer to Qatar than the USA. Others have said it could even be the T-14 Armata for the Russians, but I think it's most likely to be the Abrams. Hopefully we'll get some more scenes of that on the gameplay reveal on Sunday. In the next scene we have what looks like the map Breakaway, and straight away here we see a couple of hovercraft come whizzing around the corner, and then this armoured vehicle just pops in from out of nowhere. So this looks like the Ripsaw EV2, which might look familiar from the Fast and the Furious films, or perhaps you saw it on the Grand Tour when Richard Hammond drove one around a shopping mall. So in the real world this is basically a luxury tank. In Battlefield 2042, however, it seems to have been kitted out with a barrel that looks like it shoots 25 or maybe 30mm rounds, probably similar to how the LAV functions in Battlefield 4. Now just the fact that they have hovercraft in the game kind of suggests to me that there will be water that needs traversing as well as land, although we haven't yet seen a single water vehicle. So in the next scene we have the epic rocket launch on the map Orbital, and you'll notice in the background there are aircraft flying around here, which we'll see later on in the trailer, but in this clip right here we see a helicopter hovering that is definitely not an attack helicopter and definitely not a scout heli. So I would say regular transport helis confirmed. And based on the silhouette in the smoke, this looks like the Russian Mi-26. Now here we get our first look at the big boys. We see an attack heli going after an enemy scout heli, and a second attack heli even joins in here. So does that mean we can get 2 attack helis per team on this map? The heli in question is the Russian Ka-52 with those iconic twin rotors, and the scout helicopter would appear to be the Boeing AH-6 Littlebird. Now the attack helis also look like they're carrying a full payload in this video, Hellfire missiles, rocket pods, and their 30mm gun. Although if history tells us anything, it's that this may not be the actual pilot's loadout. After all, in Battlefield 4 you can always see the jet with a full payload, even though you can only have one secondary equipped at a time. Another interesting thing I noticed is that the Littlebird appears to have rocket pods, so assuming that this isn't just for show, I guess we're going to be seeing some more beefy weaponry for the light helicopters in Battlefield 2042. Next we have a ground transport vehicle, the ATV. It wouldn't be a Battlefield game without an ATV launching itself off of a skyscraper, right? And finally here we get to see the jets. Yes, boys and girls, after no jets for 8 long years, they're finally back. And here we see an F-35E being chased by an Su-57. That of course ends in that glorious rendezvous moment, which for me really was the highlight of the entire trailer, and a lovely nod, I thought, towards those awesome Battlefield moments that we all know and love. Here we can see the Boeing AH-64 Apache attack helicopter with the Su-57 and the F-35 still fighting in the background there. And then in this shot, there is a light vehicle with what looks like an HMG on top that will probably act similar to the Jeeps in Battlefield 4. Now this thing here looks like a smart car. It kind of reminds me of the skid loader from Battlefield 4, just one of those troll vehicles that DICE like to throw in there from time to time, with the sign on top saying, "Why walk when you can fly?" Very funny, DICE, I get it, good one, good one. So those are all the vehicles I could spot in the trailer. I'm sure that this is just a small snapshot of the entire selection of vehicles that we're going to get, but I think since we're seeing the return of a lot of popular vehicles from Battlefield 4, it's very likely that we'll be seeing some of the same attack jets as well, like for example the A-10 Warthog. Now that scene with the rendezvous also confirms that there will be an ejector seat function in the game, and if that is the case, then perhaps there are no vehicle animations in this game, but that of course remains to be seen. I am curious to know how the air vehicle spawns will work as well. So apparently with the ground vehicles you can call in ground vehicles like tanks and ATVs at any location on the map via a tablet, and then you just presumably jump in and drive around. But how would that work with the air vehicles, I wonder? I also noticed that we didn't really see any water vehicles in the trailer at all, so either DICE want to keep those under wraps to be revealed a little bit later on, or we simply aren't getting any. Although I can't really believe that, I think the water vehicles and combat of Battlefield 4, for example, were a fantastic part of the game, and I'm sure that DICE thinks so too. Now, this coming Sunday, there will be a gameplay reveal, which, whilst the cinematic trailer was very nice, let's face it, what we really want to see is gameplay, so I think that will tell us a lot. I'll definitely be dissecting that to find out what we can about the vehicles, their mechanics, weapons, and how they work, so if that interests you, then be sure to drop a sub so you don't miss that video and upcoming Battlefield 2042 content. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed, leaving a like is always appreciated. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.